I am going to make a tutorial on how to do the DTF hack with an inkjet printer. I do have an Epson printer, so let's get into it. So since it is Memorial Day, I am going to download this file, and we are going to use Inkscape to flip the design so that way we can print it on our DTF film transfer sheet. And I'm just going to save this as PNG, and then we are going to open Inkscape, because with the DTF film we do need to flip the design, especially if it has wording. And for this hack I am going to be using a poly blend shirt. So I believe it is 65. Yeah, so I believe it is 65 recycled polyester and then 35 cotton, which is very good. I don't really see much of that in the store, so I'm glad I found that at Walmart. So we're just going to open this in Inkscape, and it does take a little while to open. Boom, there we go. And I am just going to click this image, and basically I am just going to flip it so it is backwards. And that way, once we put it on, once we print it out on the film, it will be facing the right way once we press it. So this is all set. I am simply going to export it. And I'm just going to do this because it does get a little confusing. So I am just going to delete that and just put backwards. There we go. And then I'm going to find the file that I just saved and then open it so that way we can print it on my printer. Okay, and as you can see here, I have it up here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to double click and then print. It is backwards. I am going to leave it as landscape, but I am going to go here to more settings, change the paper type to premium photo paper glossy, high, so that way it can print out slow, and then color, and then okay, and it should do a preview. Maybe I'll press print. I should have done a preview. Okay everyone, so I'm back. I am going to start doing the DTF hack with my inkjet printer. I am using the Yamation DTF transfer film as well as their DTF powder, so that way this can work on this gray t-shirt here that is a poly blend. It has the polyester count of 65 and then 35% cotton. So I am just going to load up this film now on my printer, and I do have a regular paper backing just to make it easier to for the film to go through into the printer in case it gets stuck if the film sheet if it's too thin. And this is how it looks. It has a glossy side and a matte side. We will print on the matte side. So I'm going to load it up now and then have it print the design. And we are doing a Memorial Day design since it is Memorial Day today. Alrighty, so that is printing out now. We do want to make sure that the image is mirrored, so it's flipped, so that way if you have wording, the wording is on backwards or printed out backwards, so that way once we place it and press it on the shirt after we put the powder on and cure the powder, which means melting the powder into the image until you no longer see it grainy or see any powder. Once we press it on there, the design will be facing the right way. Alright, so we have the design here printed out really well. It is on backwards, which is the right way to do this if you have wording. So what we want to do is get our DTF powder, and I will have that linked below. I have it in a container just because I don't like to use all of the bag, and this will basically it will teach me control, because I do like to use a lot of it without any self-control, and then I use too much. But this is reusable once we saturate this design, and we do need to do it while it is wet. Once we saturate this design with the powder, we can just put it back in the container that it goes in, so that way we can reuse it. And I just put the top underneath, and I am just going to sprinkle the powder all over until it is saturated. This is probably too much, but again, like I said, I use a lot. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, but you just want to make sure that you saturate all of your design. Oh, I spilled some, see? Make sure that everything is covered, you don't see anything. You can do this once over. I like to do it a couple of times just because I am an overthinker and a perfectionist, and I don't want to have anything missed or any splouches. So that should be good. And I'm going to just put this back in my container, and then we will melt it. So after you shake off all of the powder, this is how it will look. It will look grainy. I believe I got everything. It looks like it. So you can use a heat press, or in my case, I will use my heat gun to melt the powder in. With the heat press, it says, with the heat press, you can put it to, I think the instructions said 280 or 302 to melt it for like 3 to 4 minutes. I like to use my heat gun because it's way quicker. And then with the heat press, do not press it into the design. Just if you have a heat press, just leave it to where it will not touch this at all, this film transfer at all, but just hover over it so that way the heat can melt or cure the powder into the image. Okay, I'm going to take my heat gun now and just quickly go over the powder and cure it. And you will see that it will begin to melt the powder. Again, you don't want to do it too close because it will warp the design, or well, the film. So I just hover over it and just let it melt. And I like to go over it one more time just to make sure I got everything. Make sure all of the powder is melted. You don't want to do this for too long. You just want to make sure you don't see any more of the powder. So now it is cured. The powder is melted into the design. And now we are going to go to the heat press and press it onto the shirt. I am using my htvront auto press 2. Here's the design. Once we press it, it will be on the right in the right orientation, but it is backwards just because we have lettering. And I am just waiting for my heat press to heat up, and it has heated up to, I put it to 305 Fahrenheit with 20 seconds to press and 170 pressure. That is a little excessive, but I like to make sure my designs are pressed into the shirt really well. And we're just going to place, I'm just going to eyeball the design. Okay. And we're going to put the Teflon sheet over and then press for 20 seconds. And this is a cold peel, so after it is done pressing, we do want to wait until it cools down, so that way we can take the film off once it's cooled and we can see the design. And it is pressing now. The directions say to very firm pressure for 10 to 15 seconds at 266 degrees to 302 degrees. I don't listen to directions, so as you can tell, I put it to 305 degrees and pressed it for 20 seconds with very firm pressure. But I am going to just do a little bit more just to really sink it in there. And for just a couple of more seconds. That should be okay. And we are going to take it out here and then just let that cool down. Here's how it looks just off of the heat press. It is still hot, so I am going to leave it until it cools down, as this is a cold peel. And once it is cool, we will see how it looks. Okay, I took the shirt off of the heat mat just because it was hot still, so that is cooling. And just so I forgot to mention, when you print it on the transfer sheet on your inkjet printer, just make sure that you don't touch the image or anywhere on the design on the mat side, because it will smear and it will mess up your design. So just make sure you hold it by the edges if your design is small enough so where you're not holding the anywhere on the design to smear the ink. Okay, so the design is cool now, so we are going to peel and see how it turned out. Gorgeous. And as you can see, nothing left is on the film. It transferred really well, especially because I used the white DTF medium powder on this gray shirt, and I will show this momentarily. And this is how the shirt turned out with the DTF image, and I think it turned out really well. I do have, oh, I'm sorry about that. It did have a tough parchment paper underneath, so that's what you heard, but it feels really good. You can feel it just a little bit, like it's sitting on top of it's like a thin layer on top of the shirt, but I think it transferred really well. You follow directions and print on the side that it says to print on. Again, I am using the Yamation DTF transfer film with their powder, and with the directions it does say to print on the matte side. But this was a very good tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I will link everything in the description below, and if you have any questions you can always comment down below or message me, and I will do my best to answer. And then one more thing, I am going to press one more time just so that way you know, it's set in. I am going to just press it in with the Teflon sheet on top for maybe 5 seconds, just so that way everything sets in. And that is going now. I didn't change any settings. It is still at 305. I did it for 20 seconds, but I am only going to do it for 5 seconds and at 170 pressure. And that was a little bit more, 5 seconds, but it's okay. And here is the results. I did get this shirt from Walmart. It is a men's small. Again, it is a blend shirt of polyester, 65% and then 35 cotton. And I think it turned out really, really well.